Why can't you become the next Steve Jobs? Why can't you become the next Tyrone Wilson in Jamaica? What will it take for any of you to get up and say, you know what? I have the confidence to go out there and to do this. How many of you enjoy taking a risk? Not many. What is it that prevents you from taking that risk? Is it fear? Is it because somebody tell you can't do it? Is it because you were not taught to do it? Is it because that you never grew up in a household that took risk? That you did everything the same way every day? What I want to say to you today is that you have to have the ability to dig deep in your soul, deep in your belly bottom, because I have days too, where I just don't feel like I want to do anything. I just want to be lazy and slack off and do nothing. But those are the days that you have to dig deepest. I want you to start reading more. I want you on one day not to check Facebook, not to check Instagram, not to go on YouTube, not to look up the latest Call of Duty app, not to look on any of that. I want you to read. I want you to do some searches for me. I want you to look up the top 10 in-demand jobs in 2016. Because remember something else. The top 10 in-demand jobs this year did not exist 10 years ago. In my time, there was a man that used to sell a box of encyclopedia. They used to walk around with a box of encyclopedias. I'm sure if you go in your library, you see Encyclopedia Britannica A to Z. He used to sell those. He used to go and walk around because that's what we studied from. That man and woman no longer has a job. Do you know why? Google. Google made his job obsolete. It no longer exists. Why? Because all of you do what? When you want to learn something, do what? You go on the internet and you go to Google. Or you go on what? YouTube. You YouTube it, you Google it, you check it out. The point I'm making is that what existed 10 years ago does not sometimes exist today. So one of the searches you have to do as young people now, when you want to determine your best you, is not just choose something out of a hat and say, boy, lawyer sound nice, doctor sound nice. If you really don't have the passion to do it, don't do it because it just sounds nice. Do it because you have a passion to do it. Do it because you really want to do it. Or go and look and see what's available. China will soon be the #1 English-speaking country in the world. India has more children on the honor roll than the United States has children. So you are competing in a world that is moving with people who are brighter than you, more savvy than you, want it more than you, and nobody is looking out and say, oh, guess what? We want to put Jamaica at the front of the line because the Bob Marley, the man Usain Bolt. No, nobody is doing that. Everybody is on a what you call level playing field. And if nobody has told you that before, let me be the first one to tell you. So even if you want to go away and come back, you have to become what? Your best self. Because you have to want it more than the other person. So I'm going to point out some things to you why you're not even getting your best self. Because many of you are like this. You are not even conscious of the world that you're in. You're not conscious of your surroundings. When you're on the bus, you're like this. When you walk in, you're like this. When you're talking to your friends, you hardly talk. You might say one or two things, but are you really paying attention to the things around? So the first thing we need to fix on you is your posture. Because a part of being confident and somebody looking at you and knowing that you're confident is your what? Your posture. The way you carry yourself. The way you talk to one another. The way you relate to each other. That determines a lot of how you are feeling inside. Because I know many of you, like me, there's just days I just don't feel like chasing the world. There are just days that I don't feel like putting myself together. There are just days where I don't feel like talking to anybody, but you cannot be that person. If you're going to be that person, you have to learn how to deal with it on that day. So I brought with me Rupert. Come on, Rupert. And we want to talk to you a little bit before I come back to you about what you're doing to shorten your lifestyle and your lifespan because of how you are carrying yourself. So let me introduce Rupert to you. Can you all give him a round of applause? Rupert is going to go through a couple of exercises with you this morning. Developing your best self is not only doing it one time, it's being able to do it what? All the time. So you want to do this. Get your shoulders back, everybody.
And relax.
Shoulders back.
And exhale.
Put your hands by your side. Relax.
Good.
Bring your shoulders all the way back.
Okay, here we go now. One. Relax. No, not this. I don't want this. Watch me. One.
Walk normally. Get your shoulders back. Yeah. Keep your chin up.
Right.
Many of you think this.
Yeah.
That's not it. A lot of you think it is, but it's not. Walking confidently has nothing to do with your hips going all over the place. You remember Rupert told you how efficiently it is to walk?
So I'm now taking the bag off. Come back and stand here, gentlemen. Place the glass. I'm taking the bag off. Why are you laughing? Say that again. I am now looking lean because the most important part of this whole development is however you train your bodies, that's exactly how it's going to present itself. So now my muscle memory is telling me to stay here. And then the chief will say, why can't you stand straight forward? And I do this. And what happens 10 seconds later? So we understand the whole idea about the skeleton.
A part of your carriage, and when I say your carriage, it's the way you carry yourself. It's the way you move, it's the way you glide. Tells someone the kind of person that you are. And it makes you feel better about yourself. Tonight when you go home, or this evening when you go home, promise me you will do this. I want you to write down, as you think, what is your best you? And determine over the next 5 years what it will take to become a great you. Because all of you have goals. You should have goals. What will it take? Does it mean getting more self-confidence? Does it mean speaking up more in class? Does it mean, boy, sometimes mommy said this to me, but I really need to tell her I don't like the way she says it. Does it mean having a courageous conversation with your parent? Not being rude or disrespectful, but just saying, mommy or grandma, can we sit down and have a conversation maybe over a cup of tea? Does it mean saying to your teacher, Miss, you gave me this grade, but I don't think I deserve it. And let me show you why. Because nobody is going to take up for you unless what? You take up for yourself. Nobody is going to think that you're courageous if you don't demonstrate what? Courage. So the first step to having your best you is to develop what? Courage. And feel it deep. No, it doesn't come overnight. It comes with practice. And it comes with throwing yourself into situations that you would not normally throw yourself into. So if you're running for house captain or farm captain, and boy, I mean, I really think so, me really do it. Just do it. You never know, you might surprise yourself. Gentlemen, if you want to try out for the football team, do it. Read the newspaper and see what opportunities are there and do it. And finally, here's what I would say. I gave you the searches to go and do. I gave you to throw yourself into something that you would normally what? Not do? I ask you to write down the things that you love best about yourself and then identify those things that will, in the next 5 years, do what? Make yourself what? Great. And here's the final thing I want you to do. Every day, spend 5 minutes with yourself. Talk to yourself. Just talk to yourself. Go in a quiet space and speak to your soul. You could be having a conversation with God, but speak to your soul. Ask your soul what it is and who you are. You might be very surprised with some of the things you come up with. And just be still. Put down the phone, put down the wireless earpiece, put down everything and see if you can spend 5 minutes with yourself. That is the most important part of developing your best self. It's being able to be comfortable with yourself. Because if you're not comfortable in the skin you're in, and if you're not comfortable with who you are, you can't be comfortable with anybody else. Because you'll always be trying to be somebody else.